that. So far as you remain under the table, you will never rule in your generation. Rulership is never done from under the table. And the Lord began to lay emphasis. The Lord told me, he said, tell them, check what kept your mother under the table. That same thing is what's planning to keep you. They said, they asked the child, what killed your father? He said, snare. He said, what killed your mother? He said, snare. He said, what are you with in your hand? He said, the same snare, the same thing. What it means is that by virtue of that question, he doesn't need any other deliverance. He has seen that he's about to end like his fathers. What keeps men on that table? What are the patterns in my family that have kept men in my lineage on that table? You need to ask wise questions. What are these things? Are you aware that Abraham could have entered under the table? Genesis chapter 11, the Bible is speaking about Terah, the father of Abraham. You know, my CRK teacher, they lied to us. They said Abraham is a native of Haran. It's not true. He was of the land of the Chaldeans. The Bible spoke of the desire in the heart of Terah. Listen, Terah was an idol worshiper, but yet he knew the counsel and ordination of God upon his life. Terah knew that his prophetic destiny was in Canaan. He was not in the land of the Chaldeans. So one day he gathered his children. He said, let's go to Canaan. Genesis 11. And why they set out on the journey, the Bible says when he got to Haran, he settled. And because he settled, every other person with him settled. If you keep quiet, nobody might rise in your time again in your family. We'll wait for another cycle. Opportunities come in cyclic forms, and sometimes it might take an interval of another 20 years, another generation. Some battles your parents ran away from, you are already running away from it now. Some things that lazied your parents, they are already lazing you now. The things that conquered Christianity in the days of our fathers, we're already treading with those things. Kings on that day. Don't be too quick to brag about the New Testament revelation. Don't be too quick to say that he has made us kings and queens. Not that he's going to make us. Are you aware of that? That's what he say he's going to make us. He say he has made us. But we discover that you can be a king yet no throne under the table. Under the table. From year in, year out, you are seeking survival. How do you know a king on that table? Any man that lives for pleasure is a king on that table. Any man, how do I know whether I'm under the table? If you are still living for pleasure, kings don't live for pleasure. Kings die for kingdoms. Hi, Jesus. Can I tell you something? Kings, they don't go to war. Kings love war. Kings make war. Kings create war. Are you hearing me at all? Are you with me? Kings don't go to war. Kings are custodians of war. They generate war. Have you not read? The Bible says in the days when kings go to war, he said David sat back for pleasure. That day he entered under the table. Listen, there was a man in the days of Absalom. Absalom was so brutal and so terrible. So brutal and terrible that his crafts, hey, that guy was wise. The Bible said Absalom came to the front of the temple, the front of the palace rather. As you are coming to meet the king, he will say, are you looking for my father? He said, what's the problem? He will say, don't bother, I can handle the case. And there is a way he's going to handle the case. You will feel happy. Even if you are wrong, he will tell you you are not wrong. He said, I know why you did what you did. You say you killed somebody. No, you did not kill the person. You were not feeling okay when you did that. He said, in fact, go and eat. You were hungry. It's hunger. That anger was not really anger. You were just hungry. Absalom, with that, he drew many to his side. Yet that thing did not move David. Until the day one man joined Absalom, Ahithophel. The day David heard that Ahithophel had joined the camp of Absalom, David cried. What was the cry? Hey! He said, I'm finished. Because the counsel of Ahithophel was like the counsel of the gods. If Ahithophel speaks, it will surely happen. Listen, if Ahithophel counsels you, don't under counsel. His counsel is enough. David cried and made a prayer because the throne was still active. He sat on the throne. He made a prayer. What was the prayer? He said, turn the counsel of Ahithophel to foolishness. And on that day, The same Almighty Ahithophel that men don't play with his cancer. His cancer was rejected. His Ahithophel tell you, listen, you know, may you not be so used to failure that you celebrate your failure. Some of you know what I'm talking about. You saw a D in your result. You have made like 4 D's in a semester. You say, thank God it's not F. Thank God. No carryover. Meanwhile, someone got B and the person is crying. I've seen people that got it and the person is saying, why would they give me 70? Ahithophel was so much a man of excellence that immediately they rejected his cancer. He went and killed himself. It has never happened. And his cancer was not taken. It has never. The man was so good. You know, you can be so much obsessed with success that you don't tolerate anything that does not look like it. But you know the problem? Bathsheba was actually the daughter of Ahithophel. What really happened? The day the king left his throne and came under the table, what a master man could not do, a little baby achieved it. Your strength is on your throne, kings. Oh, you king, hear me. Your strength is not in your regalia. Your strength is on your throne. Who sits on the throne is who beats the drum. And men don't dance what they feel like dancing. Men dance to the beating of the drum. It is what the drum produces that men actually dance, respond. So David defied Ahithophel, but could not defy Bathsheba. It's not because of the power of woman, my friend. Let me ask you a question. Have David not had the building before? Have her bedroom not always been open? Is that the first time he was walking on that corridor? It's just that the Bible said in the days when kings go to war, because kings, they create war. Listen, let me tell you one thing about wars. Wars are actually not for show. Wars are means of survival for every kingdom, because there won't be any spoil if there is no war. How do kingdoms become rich? Is by warfare. That you war and conquer, you gather everything they have. When you gather everything they have, you carry their people captives. When you have done that, you take some part of their territory. When you have done that, the remaining, they pay tax to you. Believers are too responsive because we undertake. When we mount on our thrones as king, you will not wait to be pressed at night to wake up and pray. You can wake up and face a region for long. I say, I terrorize every demon. No witchcraft activity here. Do you know why they are doing what they are doing? They are the ones responding. We are the ones looking for the trouble. I don't live my life. Listen, the best form of defense is what? Is what? Is what? Every king that sits back, you consider defeat without a battle, you are not worthy to be a king. You're a king on that table. How come everybody in your family is sick? Everybody. Your mom is down with cancer now. You are scared. There's already a little lump on your breast. You are saying, am I not so? It's some cancer. What will fear change? Tell me, what will fear change? Kings under tables. You know, listen. The day you discover your throne, if you test the power of your throne for 1 second, you will pay every price to remain on the throne. Listen, Tinubu is very much worthy. Are you aware of that? Talk to me. Are you aware of that? That guy is bastardly rich, my friend. One of my sons that worked in River State, he was a PO during the election. He told me that when they carried them around 8 p.m. Forcefully, took them somewhere, they just bring us some bundles of dollars. Emefule thought it's not naira thing, my friend. Guys have money here. They put out bundles of dollars. They were sharing dollars in Ghana, Moscow. Do you know the lobby that went in from primary to the main election? What do you think that man is looking for? It's not money. He's looking for a throne. wants to sit. He wants every word of a king is a law. So far as it's from a throne. Once the king is on his throne, every word he speaks is what? Is a law. The king, he said, call me Vashti, my wife. Huh? He was on his throne. Listen, Vashti have always messed up in time past. Maybe when they're in the bedroom, and when she does that, the king will say, I will leave you and marry another. She will say to the king, if you can survive without me, no problem. The king will look at her and say, me. Then she will now come and touch the ears of the king. Once she touches it, the king will now start doing like Onuku. Huh? Everything, the king will say, you know this is why I married you. But you know, on that day she did not know that the king was on the throne. And even if the king should cough, it's a law. The men around, they say, king, if you don't treat this thing, he said, our wives, all of them will disobey us. The king says, take her out. She's no longer the queen. Are you aware that there was no place in the Bible where it was recorded that she came to bleed? It's a law. A law had been passed. Are you hearing me at all? The day you test the power of your throne, you will leave this on that table. All these things that WhatsApp can keep it for 8 hours on that table. And once you open your Bible for 30 minutes, 30 what? For 5 minutes. Very soon, someone will come to preach to us. A brother came to preach to us those days on campus. He said, do you know that Jesus died premature? Huh? I'm sure when he was reading the Bible, he was sleeping off. Some of you have gotten funny revelation. A man of God came and said that don't pray with the name of Jesus. He said it's not advisable. A man of God. And men are shouting, right on, sir. They are on that table. They are on that table. They are on that table. Huh? This thing that is making you that you cannot fast. You can't do 6 to 6. Correct 6 to 6, you cannot. Any day you declare 6 to 6, 9 a.m. Hey! You say, I don't know how my stomach is doing me. You say, can I do it tomorrow? What stopped you today? Don't you think it's going to stop you tomorrow?